My journey began around 1960 or 62 when I started helping my family with properties. Those early days, handling small tasks, if you can consider rolling when we painted the outside of the house, I was about 8, or prepping and staging the blocks for a 250-foot long block wall when I was 10. Simple duty, singles, and stayed with me until I left for college in September 1970. My father was the seventh child of a central Missouri farm family. His father died of an appendicitis when he was 12. He received his mother's permission to enlist in the Navy during World War II. My mother was the daughter of a butcher. Her mother was a housewife who never learned to drive. My mother was raised here in Burbank, whose financial discipline was shaped by having her formative years being during the Great Depression and World War II. I am the eldest of 6. On August 1st, 1962, at age 9, I took on Herald Examiner Route 250, delivering papers 7 days a week. My parents handed me control of a $333 bank account, teaching me the weight of financial responsibility. A year or two later, I added a second Herald Examiner route, number 209, doubling my workload and shaping my work ethic. I gave up both routes about 5 years later, on June 30th, 1967, to focus on high school. My sophomore and junior years were free of jobs, but during my senior year, I worked at Rubio Radio and Television as a technician, building skills that would guide me through my career. I graduated high school in June of 1970 and entered a tight job market. That September, I enrolled into Variety Institute of Technology, Phoenix, our year-round school, to study electronics, a pivotal step. In November 1970, I started Del Webb's Rosenzweig Center at $1.80 an hour, working there until September 1973, having elevated myself to the center's electrician at $4 an hour. I then returned to Burbank. On October 18, 1973, I began a nearly 30-year career at Hot Crane Company, Hydro Division of Burbank, having major roles in the design of brake control systems for the Rockwell Space Shuttle, Boeing 737-400, 747-400, and 777, Douglas DC-9 and DC-10, Douglas MD-11 and C-17, and Mac Air F-18. Maintenance support of various Boeing 727 and 737 and 747 models, previous DC-9 models, Mac Air F-4, F-8, F-15, and Lockheed C-5A. Also design and maintenance support for various smaller regional jet manufacturers and military aircraft. High inflation in the late 1970s made every decision feel like a balancing act. Still, I pushed forward, buying my second home on March 30th, 1983, and converting my first home into a rental. The early 1990s real estate crash hit hard, but I saw a chance to grow. On August 26th, 1994, I purchased a 30-unit apartment building out of receivership, a bold leap into large-scale property management. Balancing Hydroware and the apartment building was relentless. From 1994 until my retirement from Hydroware on October 17, 2002, I worked 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the company, then headed to the building, working late into the evening and on weekends, sometimes past midnight on paperwork. The early 2000s dot-com bust rattled the economy, followed by the 2008-2009 recession. The real estate market stagnated until 2017. My building rising only $200 from 2006 to 2016, 10 years. Less than $600 from 1994 to 2016, 22 years. From 2003 until 2017, I managed my parents' rentals without compensation. My siblings either lived out of the area, out of state, or were busy managing their own lives. In 2017, with the passing of my mother, I assumed ownership of my parents' single-family properties. My siblings walked away with their inheritance in cash. I secured a $1.8 million mortgage using my existing properties as collateral and contributed $200,000 into the process. In 2020, California's AB 1482, Tenant Protection Act of 2019, rent control law, and the COVID-19 pandemic, with its eviction moratoriums, brought new hurdles. High inflation returned in 2022, greatly increasing operating expenses. I tackled a $165,000 seismic retrofit, a $15,000 pool removal, and $6,000 in electrical panel upgrades required by my insurance company. In 2023, I reworked the courtyard deck to remove all signs of a pool having been there, costing $39,000. The building received its third painting in 2024, which was partial, but still cost $56,000. The roof has been completely resurfaced 3 times, the last costing $36,000. Another round of electrical panel modifications looms in 2026 with an estimated cost of $25,000, again, insurance company mandated.